Here we go. Hey, everybody. It's Monday night. It's Always Bookin Comedy. I'm Mark Masters. I'm here with Kevin Shea. We're going to have a great time, 30 minutes talking comedy. Kevin lives in Denver, Colorado, but is not originally from Denver, Colorado. Where are you from, Kevin? You bounced around a little bit, I think.
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I didn't start
Eagles
comedy
fan?
there. Huge Eagles fan. Yeah,
All
of course.
right. Just won the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
everybody
you
who's
got that
watching this in
right.
the future. Congratulations.
Yes, of course, of course. I'm only in Denver right now as of June till June.
Okay.
We
It's
might extend it
March
till
for
the end of
reference for everybody else.
summer. But me and my wife were traveling the country. We left LA about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. So we went from San Francisco to Seattle to here. So
Nice.
Denver's great. I love it here.
Nice.
I didn't think I'd love it, but I do love it.
Okay. Well, how do you choose Denver? San Francisco, Seattle, pretty big metropolitan areas.
Well, I started in San Francisco. It was an easy choice because LA right up to San Francisco. And then Seattle, I lived there for a little bit and I loved it before the pandemic. It's not as cool as it used to be, I'll tell you that. Still kind of stuck in the pandemic ways. And then Denver, just because of I knew comics and I actually have a couple college friends who live here too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
Cool.
know a couple comics, and the comedy scene here is great. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. How would you compare it to Seattle and San Francisco?
Here's the thing. I love San Francisco. Besides New
It's
York,
a
I
great
think
scene.
San
Did you say you
Francisco.
started comedy
Yeah, I
there?
started there in
Yeah, it's such a good.
2001.
I go there. I was supposed to be there tonight, actually. That's so funny. I
What
would have been
happened?
taping from San Francisco or Oakland. I think I had a show in Oakland.
What happened? You
Um,
just missed your fucking plane?
No, it's kind of complicated. I had a free hotel room and the free
Mhm.
hotel room fell through, but I booked all these shows and then I got out of the shows and like was able, like all the bookers were like cool with me deferring until later.
Uh,
And so I was just like, I changed my plane ticket. I was going to fly from Chicago to San Francisco. I was in Chicago this weekend.
okay.
It's honestly, it was way better for me because the way it was going to work out, I was going to fly into town and then that night have a show up in the mountains in Colorado later this week, and it would have
Oh,
been very
damn.
stressful.
Yeah, that's a
So
lot of travel.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of. That's a
Anyways,
lot.
the point is, I love I go out to
Yeah,
San Francisco 2-3 times a year. They got a great comedy scene. I
huge
book a
scene.
lot of San
Yeah.
Francisco headliners and comedians on my festival, and they're,
Oh
they're
yeah.
all super strong. They're great.
Uh-huh. So
Um,
I started there. San Francisco to me is behind New York in regards to the best cities
oh yeah.
in the country.
You mean talent wise?
Well, talent wise and just room wise, I don't know if
Sure.
there's any like a mid level city, and I don't mean to call San Francisco mid level city, but besides New York and LA, you can get up every night and you can get paid for it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty unusual for a smaller city than New York.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree.
there's that.
Seattle's got a lot of small clubs.
Yeah, it used to have like 4 big clubs.
Huh.
And then I used to do the underground exclusively. And then I
Okay.
done laughs. I do laughs quite a bit. I lived above laughs when I was there.
Oh, no
In
way.
Seattle, I lived
Didn't
above.
Laughs used
It
to be a
was the
strip
best. I
club
would just
or
walk
something like that?
downstairs.
Have I heard that?
What?
Did Laughs used to be a strip club like before it was
Well,
Laughs?
it was before Dave and Angela owned it. This dude named Bob owned it, but Bob still technically owns the building, not the club. But
Okay.
he doesn't own the building. I think he leases out the building, so he rents the space out to Dave and Angela. So he used to call. I think it was Terry and Bob. It was called Jiggles, and then it turned to
Now,
Giggles, and then now it's Laughs. So
okay, but Jiggles, was that a strip club or was that a comedy
it
club?
was a strip club. What's funny is
Okay.
I lived right up upstairs, and then right across in the storage room is all the strip club furniture. And Bob, when I lived there, he's like, "You could use this all the time." I was like, "No, I'm not fucking using the jizz stained sofa. No, I think I'm good." So you can
Free
keep all the
furniture.
cum stained stools for yourself. So I was like, I'm okay.
That's so funny. And it changed from Jiggles to Giggles. That's great.
Yeah, and
Just
now it's Laughs.
change
But
out one
Laughs is
letter.
great. Laughs is to me is the only big club left in Seattle.
Huh.
They used to have the
I've been there.
parlor.
What is it? Like a 150, 250 seater?
I don't know. Mark, I don't fucking know logistics, man.
All right. You're
Google
not a
that.
math
Jesus
guy.
Christ. Oh my
But it's
God,
it's stadium
you're
seating.
asking
I
me
do
questions.
remember that like the back was like kind of like a balcony, like it was raised, so that's nice. Am I thinking of the right club? I'm sure I am.
Uh, oh, I know the stage is in the corner.
Yeah, it's
of
in
the
a
room.
corner, and there's some kind of like clouds or something painted somewhere.
Yeah, it's a skyline of the Seattle mountain line, the mountains.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's Mount Hood. I don't know. Once
Okay.
again, these
Yeah,
are the questions
details.
you're
Let's
asking
not
me.
get into
I
the
don't know.
details.
I don't know. I don't know what the backdrop is, but I'm sure if you Google Laughs Comedy Club backdrop, you can bring it up right there. Jesus, Mark. And then
Incredible.
no, that's I think it's a great club. It's one of the only clubs. It's the only A room if if you want
Yeah,
to rank them
it's
because
left.
all the other rooms shut down, and then you have two smaller clubs. I think it's
Yeah, like
Boom
Club
Comedy
Comedy
and then
Seattle.
Comedy Bar, but they're
Okay.
smaller clubs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
So,
been to a
but
couple of them.
they have some decent rooms. The scene was definitely bigger before the pandemic. I'll tell you that. And then
Hmm.
once the pandemic kind of shut down a lot of rooms, and then I noticed the scene actually got smaller too.
Huh. It's kind of an
So
expensive place to live. I wonder if that's a factor.
I don't know. You could fucking live in Tacoma. Oh, Tacoma has a club, so there's
Yeah.
that. That's
Skyline.
a pretty good club. I know. I don't Adam. I don't know his parents that well, but I know they own like several. I think they own like
Yeah.
12 throughout the country or something. But
Right. They just took over, or maybe they've had it for a while, but Oklahoma City, I heard somebody talking about recently. They
mm-hmm.
got a bunch of them. You know Sam Miller up that way?
Mm-mm.
No. How about Andrew something or other, son of
Mm.
a radio personality in Seattle? You know that guy?
No, I
No.
know that this is thrilling for the viewers. Talking about fucking bookers and club owners, like Jesus Christ, Mark.
They're comics. They're comedians. Sam Miller's a very funny nationally touring
Okay.
comedian. He
Well,
lives in Denver.
Sam, I apologize if I don't know you. My apologies.
It's
So,
okay.
no, I don't.
So you're moving around.
Yeah.
Is it how's it? I mean, like, what's the goal moving around? Are you trying to just eat at fun new restaurants, or find new stages, new audiences, or
Yes, I am traveling around to eat at new fun restaurants, Mark. That's my whole thing. No, me and my wife, we just got tired of LA, and she's a speech therapist, so she can work in any city. So she works, at schools or clinics or hospitals. And so I've been doing this, I don't know, for over 20 years, like close to 23. So we were 24 now, I guess. So we wanted to go to different cities, and I didn't want to do as much road. So I could
okay,
go to these different cities and work all the rooms and clubs around the area without, I'll still go on the road a little bit and then do this. And then it gives me a new perspective because I got kind of stale for myself in
mhm,
LA. And it was kind of awesome to go to San Francisco again, which I started. And in Seattle, I met some new people here. This scene has a shit ton of comics and a lot of like headlining comics here.
oh yeah,
So it's nice to see those guys, and it's also really cool to see the young guys and their their energy. So it kind of gave me a little bit of a spark. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't have
yeah,
to be
but
this
a little more hustle. Mhm.
curmudgeon vet bitching and moaning about what I don't have when I
Right.
could just focus on what I do have and get better. So it's been great. I think any comic who's not stuck in LA or New York and doesn't have too much going on, they could do this. So the original idea was to do like 3 months at a time in each city, but San Francisco we extended it to 5. In Seattle, my wife, she gets to do the school year, so we did 8 months there. We're probably going to be 8 or 9 months here. We might extend it and then go to Chicago or Vegas or Miami. We don't know yet. We're still trying to figure that out.
That's cool. That's how fun. Can I ask
Us.
you logistics? Like, where do you live? Do you like rent month to month, or do you get an Airbnb, or do you have
We do
friends?
like sublets, like temporary rentals. Right now we're in a furnish finder. Mark, do you want my fucking address? And then I can
No,
just write it down for everybody.
no.
So I'm just messing with you. So uh we just
Is
do
the
furnish
Christmas
finder.
tree a part of the package?
What?
Is the Christmas tree part of the package?
You know what? Everyone always, I forgot about the tree in the back. My wife loves Christmas. I mean, she loves Christmas. I don't know if it's a white girl thing or what, but I've only dated white girls, so and they love fucking Christmas. So every year we celebrate, we get a fake tree, and we keep it up till we move. basically, because we use it as a nightlight. And then we'll find stuff during our stay at our certain area, like Seattle. We found stuff and we would hang it up. And then we
Nice.
take that stuff with us. And then the best thing about the fake tree, we just throw it away.
Yeah.
We don't save it like you're supposed to. We just buy it and then throw it away. My wife, Lauren's always like, don't tell people that. I'm like, they don't give a shit. Like, what's worse for the earth? Like growing trees and chopping them down and throwing them away. Like, I don't understand the whole process of Christmas trees every year. Like, I have a buddy from college here, and I love him. We went to IUP, that's Indiana, Pennsylvania. And if you didn't know, Indiana, Pennsylvania is the Christmas tree farm capital of the world.
Okay.
Right? So he's
But
used
it
to
smells
doing,
good.
yeah, it smells great. And it's Jimmy Stewart's birthplace. So
Okay.
every Christmas, the downtown was a wonderful life. So it was whatever. But most people, when they get their Christmas trees, they go to like a parking lot, or they go to an area in the woods designated for the tree and you chop it down. My buddy, he's so, I hate to say that, he's so Caucasian. He will go in the middle of the woods and tag it. Does that make sense? He tags it with a geolocator.
Okay.
And he does it for years in advance. So not the next year. He'll do one
for like
and
5
for
years.
3 years. Yeah. It's so funny. So one time he pulled up to a location and he saw a family looking at the tree and he panicked. So he went running. I mean,
With a chainsaw?
Yeah, he went fucking running with an axe. And the family just sat there freaking the fuck out. And he just started going at it. He didn't even say, excuse me, I tagged this tree. He just started chopping away. And I just couldn't stop laughing. But like, I guess people need shit to do during Christmas. I don't like, do you get a real tree?
It's a nice tradition. I used to. I don't anymore. But for a long time, I really wanted a real tree because I grew up with a real tree and I always wanted a real tree. And now I just don't. My girlfriend has a fake tree. I hate the fake trees. I don't like the fake trees. They don't do it for me.
It's so much cleaner.
I know. They just, I don't know.
What?
I remember it was a pain in the ass. The real trees. I had to make this. Do you know what borax is? I didn't even know what borax was, but I had to like make this chemical. It was like Breaking Bad in my kitchen, and I put that into the tree water to somehow like mummify the tree.
See what I mean? And you think fake trees are dumb? So
well, I don't know. They're just not. They're not very Christmas-like to me.
Oh my God.
I'm you know what, buddy? I'm booking my next comedy trip to Indiana, Pennsylvania, which I just learned about. It sounds like my kind of place.
Okay.
Sounds like my kind of place.
All right. I don't know if it's as great. By the way, the tree farm is far from campus.
It's far away.
I only know about it because I ran cross country, so we would run out to the farms. But real trees make me laugh. It's just people complain about real trees the entire time. Where say you have a fake tree and enjoy the rest of the time with your fucking family, like how Christmas should be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm more about the tree.
Call me old fashioned.
I'm the opposite. All right. This is a live show, by the way, and there are people tuning in, and Kevin or Mark from North Carolina is tuned in. Says hello. Hello, Mark. All right. Let's talk about Colorado. So have you done other cities like Boulder, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs?
I've done Boulder. I did, is it 2 cents?
Comic Sense.
Comic Sense. It was great room. Jesse's great.
Yeah, super
Colorado Springs. I just did Looney's a couple weeks ago. Eric is awesome. I love that place. If
it's so much nicer. Springs, like 3 years ago, I mean, nothing against Eric. I love Eric. It was kind of dumpy, and he put some money into it and some love into it, and it looks great.
It kind of like sounds like you were shitting on it, but it's okay.
Well, now it's fantastic.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there 3 years ago.
Listen, it used to be like a fake plastic tree, and now it's like a real tree.
See, I know what you did there, and I hope Eric never books you. I just feel like him and I would connect on that. No, well, regardless of what it was like 3 years ago, it's fantastic now. I don't know what it was like 3 years ago. The staff is amazing. So anyone in the Colorado Springs area, check out that club. It's phenomenal. And then I'm trying to think what else I have. Those are the two other cities, and most of the clubs out here. I haven't done the Fort. I need to get out there and talk to, I think, is it Derek?
David Rodriguez.
David. So I sent an email, but I think it's better to just show up, say hi, do a guest set, and go from there.
Yeah.
So people like it when you show up. And the Works here, by the way, the Works is phenomenal.
Comedy Works. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's one of the best clubs in the country.
Yeah. Have you done the South Club yet?
Yep. South Club. South Club is cool. It's a little more like Irvine. I don't know if you've been in.
Like the Improv in Irvine?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's more like that scene, a little more whiter. If you could get any whiter.
Oh, you mean Irvine, the town? I got it. Grenwood Village.
Irvine, the town.
Where it is.
And
that's how you know it's white, because it's not Greenwood. It's Grenwood.
What?
They pronounce it Grenwood instead. It's spelled Greenwood, but they pronounce it Grenwood. So you know it's extra white in Grenwood Village.
I didn't even know it was in Grenwood.
Yeah,
I just call it the South Club. Yeah. That one's great. Yeah, the Works is arguably probably top 5 in the country.
What are some of the other ones you love? You like Punchline San Francisco?
Punchline San Francisco is phenomenal. And then there's a room in San Francisco run by these 2 guys, Abe and Richard. It's called The Setup. Do you know those guys? 2 Indian guys.
Like a little clock. I don't know it, but I recently saw a tape from it.
Yeah, it's
got
like
kind of like
Speakeasy
antique stuff in the background.
Yeah. It's the Speakeasy, and then that one's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Does that run like a weekend? Like does it operate like a club, or is it like an indie once a week show kind of thing?
It's no, it operates like a club, but the owners, it's actual like. Listen, the fucking Speakeasy thing is so stupid to me because they're not speakeasies. They're open to the public. So it's just like a secret door that looks like a fucking fridge. But regardless of that, the owners of the actual thing, they do like actual speakeasies where people dress like flappers and do like fake gambling. But I think when they're not doing that, they do comedy, and it does really well. And it's one of the best rooms in the country. That Punchline, and you have 2 great rooms, which is crazy in the same city like that.
What part of San Francisco is the setup in?
Chinatown. Well, they have several rooms, but the particular room is in Chinatown.
The best one. Cool.
It's in a secret spot, so you'll never know. You'll never know where it is. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
How is everyone going to show up? Because it's a secret. It's so fucking stupid.
You know, there's a new secret bar in Denver.
What?
With no published location. They're going to start a comedy show there. I'm doing that. Awesome. They have a room in Portland, Maine.
Awesome.
It's called I forget what, but it's sold out for like 5 straight years every week. Awesome. They only take cash, $5 drinks. It's a couple blocks from Union Station.
$100 drinks.
$5.
Oh yeah, I've been to it. It's called like the Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln's. Yeah. How do you find it? What are they letting anybody in there now?
Yeah, okay, apparently so. It's not that much of a secret. God, these speakeasy rooms crack me up. It's just a main entrance. Here you go. But they don't want it on Google Maps. Why would you want to make it hard? What is people's thing like that? It's like when rich people go camping. I saw this lady in the news. She paid $13,000 to get dropped off in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, oh, it's such a life-changing experience. I had to discover myself in the woods in a rock. I was like, lady, they have GPS all over you. They're not letting you fucking die. Like, that's the last thing they want you to do. Like, as soon as your blood sugars get low, they're shooting fucking Snickers bars at you out of a T-shirt cannon gun. So, relax. I grew up in a pretty middle-class family. I'm adopted. So, my parents were white, but very middle-class. Like, my mom worked at a plant, the AT&T plant, and my dad was a cop. So, when we would vacation, it would be vacation. Like, we would sit by the pool. And we would get like all-inclusive and like food delivered to us. And we'd go maybe see a magic show in the fucking lobby. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're not picking fruit.
You're not setting up a tent.
We're not setting up a tent. You know what I mean? We're not figuring out clues to get unlocked out of a room while someone just stands there, not telling us.
Going to an escape room.
Yeah. Like none of that. None of that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Can I ask you, what is an AT&T plant?
It's
like AT&T is the phone company, right?
Yeah, the phone company. They used to make microchips. They didn't just do phones, Mark.
Yeah. Okay, they're manufacturing of phones.
Yes,
I get it.
yes. Like IBM, they don't just make shitty computers for salespeople. They do servers and you know, Amazon. Someone told me that Amazon makes all their money off of servers.
Yeah, the cloud.
Yeah.
When I go to Seattle, I stay with a guy who works for Amazon in the cloud stuff, and it's a very nice house. So That tracks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're not going to trash it. You want to keep your
Yes,
free.
absolutely.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos
I
is
like
probably
Amazon.
making,
I have no
I mean,
issue with big business.
he does look like Sloth from the Goonies, but he's okay by me.
Does he have one eye?
Have you ever seen Jeff Bezos' eye? It's incredible. It's
What?
wild.
He
Yeah,
does
you gotta look at
not.
him. I mean, he's all
Wait a
jacked
second.
now,
Oh,
but yeah, everybody
apparently,
Google
I'm not
Jeff
following up on
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos enough. I remember when Jeff Bezos was a dork with the receding hairline.
Yeah. He really stepped up his
Now all
game.
these guys are getting ripped. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like,
You got a new wife?
good for him. I don't care about the
Yeah.
wife, but
Yeah.
his old wife made out. Man,
Yeah. No
like
kidding.
she took half. Like, that's crazy to me. I don't
Mhm.
like. Did she help program? Like, did she help write the software for Amazon? Did she? Like, I'm just curious. Did she write the books? Like, did
These are the
she?
laws
Did
in
she
certain
do?
states.
Did she create e-commerce? Like, I don't understand.
I mean,
got
she was
hacked.
there. I will tell you. You want to hear an incredible story about
Absolutely.
them? He used to work for Goldman Sachs. You've heard of them, like a big fancy banking company in New York City, and he got laid off. And so he lost his job. He was making like, a couple $100,000 a year. This is like 20, 30 years ago when that was a lot of money, like $500,000 today, maybe. And he lost his job. He has to go home to his wife and tell her that he lost his job. It might've been his girlfriend at the time. I'm not sure. Anyways, he goes to her. I'm pretty sure this is a real story. He says, "Hey, we're going out to eat." And they go out to eat. They get like a $5,000 meal, like just insanely expensive meal. Middle of the meal, he cracks open like $1,000 bottle of wine and he says, "Look, I lost my job today, but it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out." And his job had been researching new technology and studying e-commerce. And he was like, "What can I sell over the internet that will be easy to ship?" And he came up with books, and he started an online bookstore. And now he's one of the richest guys in the world. But
it should have been cocaine, but books took a little longer. He got there. It took a little longer. So what is now the story? I thought you were going somewhere. Like, did the wife?
No, the moral of the story is just that he had this incredible confidence. He lost all this money and he just went out and had this really expensive meal. And so, but the point is that she put up, I mean, she was around in the beginning. It's not like she married him when he had already created the company. She was with him before the company started.
But that deserves half.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, she went from Manhattan in, I assume, an incredible penthouse to some crappy apartment in Seattle. We've already talked about Seattle. So
my salary, you can call it a salary. My money fluctuates. I've done well and I've done bad, and it's very up and down. Like last year's taxes weren't that great. Like, if I didn't file, I don't think they would have given a shit. Right. So, but my wife makes good money, and like, we're married now. We've been together almost 8 years, right?
Okay.
And let's just say for some reason I got a YouTube video of me kicking a donkey or something hits, and I seem to get a big fan base. And if we would get divorced, she would definitely get half, because she has definitely been.
She's been through the dirt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about that lady.
That one makes sense. So, okay. So, but I don't. Listen, I have very much a lot of confidence in myself, but I don't know if I'm, richest man in the world confidence. So let's just say I hit $10 million. Does my wife deserve 5?
I don't know.
3? 3? 3's fair. 3?
Yeah, I'm sure you could negotiate at that point.
3, right?
You could work on it.
Like, how long you been with your lady?
A while, but now, we're not married, and I don't know. We don't have that kind
of. So if you pop, I'm sure you do well for yourself. You have a nice painting behind you.
Do
right?
okay, yeah. It's actually my girlfriend's.
It looks like an expensive print at a cafe. So if you would hit, let's say you get to be worth 12. And you don't even get married, but there's that rule if you're with someone for a long time. What is that?
Yeah. What do they call it? I forget what it's called, but yeah.
Sovereign state or something. I don't know. I'm a moron. So, but now, does she get 6?
I don't know. Did she help feed the donkey that I kicked in the viral video? Maybe. Maybe
But
she
she was
was
holding the
filming.
camera.
Maybe she was operating the camera.
She was holding the camera.
Yeah. So maybe. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
for equity. I'd
These
like to think we just stay together. Let's not split anything up. I'm a
Yeah,
romantic
okay, that's
like
fair. That's how everyone thinks. That's how
yeah.
everyone thinks. Everyone thinks that Christmas trees, real ones, are easy to take care of, and they realize they have to make borax to make it
Yes.
live 30 days, and their cats are choking on pine tree cones for the whole month of December. So they
So,
never
all
know
right.
how life works.
Yeah. Let's talk about your next move. I think you said Miami, Vegas. You just want to go to party towns with clubs.
No, Vegas. Vegas, I looked at a map. I'm an idiot. Just going backwards, so we might not do that
Okay.
because
I
we're
feel like, can I just say real quick, like my
sure.
impression of Vegas comedy is it's pretty tough
It's hard.
unless you're super famous. Like they're only at the big clubs, they're really only booking huge
I,
name. Like it's not like Comedy Works where you can get up.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
just
I
feel
could be
like
wrong.
you said in a roundabout, backhanded, fucked up way, Kevin, you're not a big name. How are you going to get any work in Vegas? Well, Mr. Masters, fuck you. And then two, no, I'm really tight with the LA Comedy Club guys
Oh yeah.
in
Okay.
the
That's
stats.
good. That's a
So,
good move.
great guys.
Yep.
I love them to a ton. It's the only club. So if there is any comedians listening, for some reason you happen to be living in Vegas and you want to start comedy, it's the only club in Las Vegas that develops.
Yeah.
It's the only club. None of them else develops because they're all booking from out of town and
Yeah.
they're catering. And with that being said, man, Vegas audiences are hard. Like they're not there to see comedy necessarily. They're there because there's free tickets or there's something to do.
And they
You
don't
got to
even
work
speak
for it.
English sometimes. It's like a land cruise ship. You could have 20 people from Germany in
I've never experienced any of that, you Nazi, but I noticed I've never experienced any of that.
I
I
saw it at
know.
Kimmel's Comedy Club last
Oh,
August.
okay. How
Yeah.
was that? I don't.
It,
I
it was terrible. Like you couldn't
okay.
believe the people. Like the guy did a ton of crowd work, so he's asking everybody where he's
Yeah.
from. I think
Yeah.
the sixth person was finally from America.
Woo.
It was like Sweden, Germany, Brazil, all over the place. And that's, it's not impossible to do well, but it's harder when you don't have all the
Dude, that
same.
would have been like my dream crowd. I would have just done my 25 minutes because headliners only have to do like 30 minutes there. You do your 30 minutes, whether they laugh or not, they don't understand. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. You chalk it off to foreign relations, and then you move on. I just do that club, and then once in a while, like I used to open for Burr and did a couple of rooms. Like I'll open for Ken Jeong, and we'll do the bigger rooms, which is really nice. But overall, I pretty much do LA Comedy Club. I think I'm gonna try to get into the cellar. If I were to move there, I would do obviously a lot
At
more.
the Flamingo? You mean the Vegas cellar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I could get in there, I would, and then
It's great. It pays really well too.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah.
I'm weird about long weeks though. What's nice is about
It's brutal.
yeah.
That's a long time to spend in Vegas.
Well, I don't mind the time in Vegas because
But I mean, if you live there, whatever.
But
Well,
the when I do a whole week at LA, it's just one show a night. That's great.
Yeah.
But these 2 show nights, brutal.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot.
it's a lot.
What about Chicago?
I've only done Chicago a handful of times, so that would be almost like a brand new city for me. I would have the Laugh Factory connection because most of the bookings come from the LA office. So if I could somehow finagle my way in, that would help. But I don't know. Chicago seems like it'd be a fun city.
Yeah.
So,
and then Miami. Do they have a lot of comedy there?
They have a decent amount. I know a couple bookers here and there. They have a couple clubs. I think after the weather here in Denver is great because it does snow and it does get sunny. But I was just me and my wife were thinking, God damn, do we want to do another winter? Her ultimate goal. We're both from Pennsylvania. She wants us to end up in Philadelphia. That's her goal. And I'm like, I'd rather be in New York if we're gonna do that route.
Yeah, you take the train from Philly. But you know,
Yeah, but like if I had to do that 3 times a week,
yeah, that would be brutal.
do you know what I mean? And then I would be at that point be losing money.
Yeah.
You know what I
Do you
mean?
ever do that? I don't know why I just thought of this, but that Key West club, you ever done that?
What's it? Side splitters?
I think it's just called Comedy Key West or something like that. Like
No.
Key West is south of Miami.
I think
Down.
people have talked about it.
Okay.
No, I would have.
No.
That's what's great about doing this travel. You get into, you know, like the regional clubs, which is kind of nice because it's not a ton of travel. Like you're going to Chicago. Like where were you this weekend?
I was at the Laugh Factory in Chicago Friday night for 2 shows, and don't get jealous, Kevin. I headlined a bar in LaPorte, Indiana, for 51 people, sold out. Super fun. It was really actually a great time.
Now,
Hung
did
out
you get paid?
afterwards. I was like the hero of the town.
Yeah.
They would like carry me out on their shoulders. It was kind of neat.
I mean, how long you been doing this? I don't know.
7 years, not super long.
Oh, so all this is exciting for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Enjoy it.
I sold $200 in merch afterwards.
Yeah,
it was I mean, I got paid nothing, you know, like
that's
I paid
great.
the whole weekend. I paid for a hotel room for 2 nights, and I broke even, maybe made like $75 once you took out the airplane and the hotels.
Did you get what was I gonna say to you? I fucking forgot. Anyway, but all this stuff, all this experience, get good tapes. Anything funny happen? Like most of
the Laugh Factory in Chicago, their tape is phenomenal.
Oh, good.
And it was 2 shows. The first show was a banger. It was like basically sold out on the bottom level. They have a balcony and they didn't seat that. But the late show was garbage. I mean, I hate to say that, but there was like 45 people there, which is not enough to fill the room. So I just did crowd work most of this. I did a 12-minute set.
Do you got any good stories from the trip? I mean, that's
yeah, of course. Like, so I brought a former Denver comedian that I used to go to open mics with to get a guest spot at this bar show. And then there was another guy who I worked with randomly at a different bar show in Minnesota who I got to drive me. It's kind of a long story. I told the booker I couldn't afford to rent a car, so you got to get somebody to drive me. Yeah, he posted something on Facebook, and somebody immediately said, I've worked with this guy before. I want to drive him. Can I take him? And so this guy, Mike Stricker, I'll shout him out. He's terrific. He works with the Jackass guys a lot. He drove me an hour and a half to Indiana. And then after the show, me and Damon, Howard, and Mike, we went to Michigan. So 3 states in one night, and had the best pizza of my life. It was incredible.
That's awesome.
Beer,
those are the stories you remember.
Church beer, brewery, something like that. It was amazing. The pizza was so good. And we drove all the way back to Chicago, and I got up in the morning and flew home.
See?
It was great.
That's great. And you always remember
long Lakeshore Drive. It was fun. I mean, for me, that's exciting to be in Chicago for 2 nights.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Exciting for me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So you got Vegas, Miami. What was it? You said a third one, possibly.
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago's the other one? Oh, man. The problem with Chicago is the weather, bro. Like in the summer, it can be like 120. People are dying every day from the heat. And in the winter, it's brutal.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing. We're probably going to extend Denver till the end of the summer.
Denver rules. I can't believe how long I've been in Denver.
How long have you been here?
Like 30 years now. It's
Are you from here?
No, I grew up in New England. I thought Denver was like, did you see The Empire Strikes Back? You know, that snow planet? What was it, Hoth? Or something like that. I thought Denver was Hoth because the only thing I'd ever seen was one Super Bowl. I think it was it might have been the one where the Redskins quarterback broke his knee, like out his thing. But if the Broncos were in the Super Bowl and they showed a clip of Denver, and it was just like a blizzard. And so my whole life, that's all I knew about Denver my whole life. Yeah. And I did some stuff in college. I did some teaching out in Colorado, and I came out for 1 year. I was going to stay for 1 year. Yeah. And I've been here like 30. It's beautiful. It's so nice.
Yeah. Everyone says that they come out here and they just don't leave. It's awesome. My wife thought about it, like, should we stay another year? I was like, no, let's do the travel thing. Like, I know a lot of comics just fall in love with it. Plus, it's central, so it's.
I will say it sucks being a road comic in Denver. Like, I'm so jealous of people in like Louisville or Atlanta or Philadelphia. You can get to so many big markets in like 3 to 5 hours driving.
Oh yeah.
When I do road work, I'm going to Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, middle of nowhere, Nebraska,
Yeah,
Kansas. I'm
I
driving
don't,
10 hours.
I won't do a fucking Dakota ever again. I won't do any state that shares a name. I'm done with that shit. They're
How about
fucking.
Carolinas? You're down on
No,
Carolinas?
I'm done. I don't give a shit. Like if a bigger name act wants to bring me, great.
I've never
If
done
I
them.
get offered a lot of money, great. But I'm not actively looking. I don't trust any state that's to share their name. Fuck New Mexico. I'm done with that. You know what I mean? Anything that doesn't have its own name, I'm done.
What are you saying? New Mexico shares a name with Mexico?
No, how dare they? How dare they? How dare they? It's a whole nother country. Get your own fucking name. And then I had a really bad experience in one of the Dakotas. I can't remember which one it is.
Okay.
And it was just a horrible club in a mini mall next to this is how long ago, Blockbuster and an Applebee's. And I was there just to get in as a headliner, so I went as a middle.
Oh, that's the
And
worst.
it paid like shit. And at the end of the week, the lady tried to charge me for fucking mozzarella sticks. I was like, no, I think I'm fucking good. I don't ever need to come back. I was like, I'm good. And the headliner at the time was monopolizing the living room in the condo with his girlfriend. They just pulled out the sofa bed, started smoking cigarettes. And I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Well, I mean, that was the good life, Kevin. I got to be honest. When I'm middle or feature, I'm sleeping in my car, dude. There's no comedy condo that I get to share. There's nothing. And you're lucky to get paid at all. I mean, it's brutal. There's no 20 years ago was different. You're sending out your VHS tapes. You're getting these fat feature spots. That doesn't exist anymore.
Well, because most guys bring people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so there's that. I mean, the comedy business is not easy, but when you pop it, you pop. Yeah. I'm still waiting to pop. So there's that.
Yeah.
Well, don't you run a bunch of rooms? Everyone's telling me you
I run a ton of stuff. You almost got me swearing now. 75.
Do you not swear?
Run 75 shows a year. What's that?
Do you not swear?
I mean, not on stage, and I would consider this on stage. I'm like a sailor.
Oh my God, I swear all the time.
Not, only around women and small children, Kevin, do I swear, because they're frustrating.
Women and small children, they get kicked. So
anyways, I run 75 shows a year, more sometimes. I just rented a theater in Nebraska, 850 seater.
Let me finish. Before I finish with this story, are you fucking kidding me? You booked 75 rooms and you invite me to do this stupid fucking podcast and not a room? Real nice, Mark. Real nice. I see how you see me on the level.
I didn't really follow. What are you saying? You want to get booked? I'll book you on something.
You asshole.
I'll get you on stuff. This is part of the game. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this. You know more than I'll ever forget about comedy.
Do you know what's funny is my wife still gives me shit the first time we met. So for the people listening, Mark came to my show. I run a Wednesday show, and I only run it so I can work out. And I know a bunch of comics here, and a lot of so a lot of guys have not a lot of workout room because you're doing the works and you're working. Yeah. So they're not trying to work out new material. And Tuesdays you don't get a bunch of time on their like new comics night. Yeah. So Mark comes in. I don't know who he is. And he's like, hey, I'm Mark. And he hands me his card. I go, I don't fucking want that. and I said, and I wasn't doing this to be like big timing you or to be an asshole. Like, I'm saving you the trouble of giving me your card. I'll just ask these guys who you are.
Yeah.
And if they say you're cool, you can just do the room. That's how I work. And I didn't do the room to switch spots. Like,
no, I get that. I don't do that either. I'm pretty unusual in that way. I don't trade spots.
Yeah, I'm not a trade spot guy, and I do this because it's right down the street from where I live too.
Right.
So Steve Vanderplug.
Well, don't give away your address, Kevin. Jesus.
Yeah, right there. I just did. Steve Vanderplug was like, "Hey, man, I really want to get you on my show. I was like, Steve, I don't give a shit.
Right.
You do my room because I like your stand-up and I like you. Also, it's not just about being funny. You need to be a decent guy.
Yeah, but Kevin, I wasn't trying to trade spots just there. I book 500 comedians a year. I need you. I need fresh faces.
It was so funny. My wife was like, dude, why didn't you just take the card?
Kevin, how many Asian comedians are there in Colorado? I need you.
I didn't even think about that.
I need you. You're valuable.
Is there any other Asian comics here?
There was. You know what's funny about that? Do you know
Yeah.
who Roy Wood Jr. is? Of course you do.
Yeah, of course
He
I know Roy.
he sent me a note once.
No
This is like the
fucking
most
way.
exciting thing that ever happened to
Oh
me
my
in
God.
comedy. I got an
Yeah.
alert on my phone
Yeah.
that Roy Wood Jr. is messaging me. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. I'm like 2 years in, you know, I barely started. He's gonna ask me to open in a theater.
Yeah.
And it basically said, do you know I forget the kid's name, but he was an Asian kid. He went to MIT. I told
Oh,
the kid to
wow.
quit comedy and go to MIT. He
did
was in
not.
high school. He was doing comedy. He was super funny. He got
Yeah.
into MIT, and I was like, look, kid, go to MIT. He was like, should I do comedy? Should I go to? I'm like,
Yeah.
go to effing MIT.
Yeah.
Of course.
And,
Anyways, Roy Wood was trying to find that kid, but he lives in Boston now. So
he's still at MIT?
I think he's graduated, or he should be like a senior, or maybe he's 1 year out of school now.
Dude, did you just tell the Goodwill Hunting of comedy?
Pretty much.
Do not do comedy.
It's a new. Let's make
do
a script.
math?
It's a new script.
Just to do math. Like here's the thing, he could always do math. Like he's young. Get him while he's young. God, Mark, what are you doing?
So he was the only other. I mean, are there Indian comics in Denver? I'm spacing right now.
That Sammy kid,
Sammy Anzer.
That's
he's super funny, but who knows what he is?
Suni.
Oh, Suni. Yeah. He's Canadian. I don't know if that counts, but yeah, he's great. Sunny Dollywall.
Denver's pretty white. Like
very white. Very white. That's why I need you, Kevin.
Black comics either. That's what's crazy. Like,
what's that? There are not a lot of blacks?
Not black comics, not blacks. Yeah. Jesus Christ, Mark.
That's true. Oh, can I not say that? I'm sorry. I'm old.
Well, those are two big differences. You can say black comics, but not just blacks.
I just shortened it.
Christ. My God. You might as well just say the N-word. So I know a handful of black
comedians. There's a lot of great black comics. What are you talking about?
Who? There's Al Jackson.
Al's great. D. Kelly.
D. Kelly. D. Kelly confuses me because I always think D. Kelly is like Puerto Rican. So okay. And then there's Leland, some young kid.
I don't know him.
See, exactly.
There was Brian Sullivan, but he moved to New York.
Okay.
He was more a Springs comic anyways.
Right. Real quick.
How about Phil, oh God, what's his last name? Stoner Phil.
See what I mean? See how hard you have to think about this?
Yeah.
You literally have to think about it. You got to put the finger on the face. So real quick, I'll tell you this story real quick before we get out of here.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up.
It's hard to get a workout room, right? And Tuesdays is workout night at the Works. So it's mostly newcomers, bunch of open micers, and they'll put some pros at the end. So, oh man, I ate it so bad last Tuesday. It was brutal.
Tuesday or Wednesday? It's Wednesday, right? Or you mean at New Talent Night?
New Talent Night. So I'll be the first to say it wasn't a funny bit. I'm working it. First time I'm ever doing it. So I'm talking about...
You're towards the end, right? You're at the end of this like 3.5 hour show.
Yeah. And Gabby Petito, the documentary, the young girl who got murdered, me and my wife were watching it. And she's upset.
It's the van life girl, right?
Yeah, the van life girl. And I'm watching it, and you could tell this couple should not be together.
Right.
She doesn't want to be with him at all. And he's kind of a sensitive bitch, right? So she starts crying. My wife is like upset. She was drinking. She goes, I can't believe anyone would kill someone that they love, especially their wife. And I go, really? You can't understand that? And I'm saying this on stage. You really can't? Like, you get mad when I don't do the dishes. Now just multiply that feeling. And it's doing all right. Basically nothing. And I move on. I was like, listen, I'm not saying the guy should have murdered him, but he definitely didn't do it for no reason. And he was already attacked by her. And lastly, I found myself rooting for him, not because he killed her, but like he could have done so many things differently to get away with it. So I felt like I was being like a side seat murderer, right? Nothing. Fucking nothing.
Doesn't work.
I'm just eating it. So I get out of it. I start doing other material, and then I kind of go back to like my relationship with my wife, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to go back to it. And this girl, two guys said, get off, you stink. And the girl, stage left, goes, read the room. No one likes you. Get off stage. And I start laughing. And the sound guy's great because he didn't like me. He was just like, I want to see how you do this.
Yeah. And
he tells the guys in the back to be quiet. Another guy comes over to talk to the girl. That's why I love the Works. They will police the shit out of that room. It's amazing. And their philosophy is, hey, you don't have to like it, but you can't yell out.
Right.
So I talked to the girl. I said, hey, is this your boyfriend? And she's like, I'm not answering any more questions. I was like, but you're still talking to me. So I said, how many people want me to stay? Like 2 claps. 2 claps. Sometimes you got to eat it. I'm not invincible. That's the one thing in comedy. No one is undefeated. Believe me, nobody's undefeated. And then I go, how many people want me to leave? Half the room claps. And I laugh and I go, okay. And as soon as they're done clapping, I am not kidding you, when a guy right in the front with his girlfriend goes, I kind of want to hear what he has to say. So I get off. I go, thank you, good night. Right? It was like 11 minutes. I get off. The host passed me, stage left. There was right on stage. I see Crawford. Crawford like kind of just shakes his head.
Black comic. There you go.
Black comic.
Anthony Crawford.
That chick who was heckling me kicks me in my leg. It literally kicks me. I didn't say anything offensive to her. I didn't make fun of her. I didn't shit on her. I didn't degrade her. I just asked her questions about the scenario, about their relationship, basically. And she kicked me. I just laughed. And I just went to her. I was like, you wonder why you guys get murdered? But it just goes to show you, like, these documentaries are horseshit. They always make the victim to seem like they did nothing to antagonize the situation. And that's what always makes me laugh about these things.
Right.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
I love it. All right, let's land this plane real quick. Chanel Hughes, Shanae Ross, Janae Burris. Hilarious Black women as well.
Did you Google this while I was telling this guy?
No, but you know what I did Google, and I owe people an apology. I did Google, can you say the word I said? And it said you're not supposed to use the colors as nouns, including whites. You're not supposed to say that. And I didn't know that. I haven't been to sensitivity training.
That's hilarious.
And I just want to apologize to the viewers.
Oh my God.
And I thank you for your patience with me, Kevin, as I get through this learning moment.
It was great.
It's love in my heart.
I enjoyed doing this.
Dumb in the head, love in the heart.
That was funny.
All right. How can people find you while you're still in Denver?
My Instagram page at Kevin Shea Show. And then I think on my YouTube page is at Kevin Shea Show too. And I'm really trying to, that's another reason why I'm doing this traveling, focus on my online presence and finish my television shows.
Well, I'm telling you, this is going to give you the bump. Always Bookin Comedy. The reach we have is
No, it doesn't matter. There could be like 3-4 people that love it, and that's where it goes from.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
So
that's why I always think it's funny when people shit on their acts or like shit on the venues that they're doing. It's just like, hey, you got to do something, and you chose to say yes. That's always gets me. Because you can always say no.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love Hilltop Bar in LaPorte, Indiana. I love you. If you're watching, you were incredible. I can't wait to be back. I loved all the people there. They have 2 high schools, Kevin. They have the Satellites. That's their mascot. And then they have the Slicers, which was named after an out-of-business meat processing plant.
Oh, my God. I thought it was like a cereal.
So like 2/3 of the audience were Slicers. So awesome. Shout out to the Slicers and to the Satellites.
Nice.
We love you all. Kevin, you're the best. Thanks for doing this. Stick around for a second. And I will see everybody next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.